Like,
Come here. Welcome to another week of the Lunch and Blunt Show, and with your boy AWAX, man. And we're sitting down with a very, very special guest today, running for Louisiana State Congress, Mr. Ryan Trundle.
Hey.
All right, how you doing today, sir? Everything going your way today?
Doing great,
Good. And I had to get behind this because I saw you were talking about ending the prohibition against marijuana.
Right.
Now, how big is that in 2020 here in Louisiana, with everything that's happening and going on across the world, with the legalization of marijuana here in Louisiana?
Well, not just because, Louisiana's broke.
Yeah.
But as far as it's totally broke.
It's totally broke.
But as far as, they give all their money to huge businesses that take it out of state and don't give anything back. That's another story.
Okay. Well, hey, we got time today. Let's talk about it. However you feel, whatever you feel. Let's go with it.
But so you got, just because it's a plant, and it's never killed anybody ever. There's no reason to make it illegal. But say you've got like the farmers with the these horrible trade deals that Trump did.
Yes.
And now they've got they can't sell their soybeans or their corn anywhere else, especially not to China, who's one of our biggest purchasers. That they don't have anything to grow. You legalize weed, they can have a profitable crop, and you can use even use the stalks for hemp, making clothes. And, there's lots of uses for it. Also, it is one of the number one ways to relieve PTSD.
Okay.
Post-traumatic stress.
Yes.
Veterans cannot, since it's illegal federally, they cannot get any marijuana medicine to help them, even though it's the number one thing that could help them. A lot of them leave the state, move to a state that does have marijuana, medical marijuana at least, and
because when you talk about legalizing marijuana, you're looking at how much revenue it generates. If you look at other states, past states, billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Tax dollars.
It's huge.
Can go towards infrastructure, schools, healthcare, these things of the nature.
Colorado gave every citizen $1,000 back after it was legalized for like 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
They just gave back. We're able to.
Yeah.
Wow. But how big is that though?
It's pretty huge, especially if you live near a state that does have it legal. Like it's 8-hour drive to Illinois.
Yeah.
There's lots of places, but people aren't getting the help they need here, and we're also not getting the revenue we need.
Yeah, you're right. This is true. So we got to do something to change that. And when I saw that you was running for Congress on this, I like I said again, I wanted to get in on this. I wanted to let our listeners know, how big this is here in the state of Louisiana to go ahead on and vote this through, pass this through. So vote Ryan Trundle. All right, 2020. Okay. So healthcare,
right? Quarter of a billion people, quarter of a million people, 250,000 people went bankrupt last year.
Wow.
Due to healthcare problems and bills and whatnot. That's insane, and that was before COVID. It's probably going to double this year. That doesn't happen in any other country. Well, any other modern country. Some of them don't even have healthcare.
Yeah.
But we're at the bottom of the list in some things on healthcare, and we pay twice as much as everybody else, going bankrupt for it.
Yes.
And I can't remember now.
This is okay, yeah. But what are some of your plans if you were to get elected into office? What would be some of the plans and things that you put into place to make changes?
Right. For universal health care, all we have to do is change age to receive it. You know, I mean, you're paying for it anyway. Look at your paycheck.
Yeah.
You're paying for Medicare, and on average $1,100 a month for health insurance. That you still have $6,000 deductibles for and $20,000 out of pockets.
Yes.
Which most of us couldn't afford. So you wouldn't have to pay that $1,100 anymore. For your health care, and your Medicare that you're already paying for will go up a little bit.
Yeah. So what would you do about taxes if you were elected in the Congress for the state of Louisiana?
Well, like Donald Trump paid $750 in taxes last year.
Donald Trump.
$750.
Huh? That's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's a scam. You know, the wealthy pay much far less than taxes, in percentage-wise, than you and I do.
Okay. $750.
$750, and a lot of these huge companies like Google and Amazon and they don't pay any taxes, no federal taxes,
None. So do they do like charity stuff? I know they got to have big like charity, so much they got to give away or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's some things, but there's a lot of loopholes, and we spent this on that.
Yeah, that's a lot of loopholes.
Yeah, right.
So also we were talking about raising the federal minimum wage.
Yeah. We have 80% of us in Louisiana living paycheck to paycheck, 40% in poverty.
Speak on that now.
Yeah. There's a lot of people having a lot of hard times, and it's just getting worse and worse. But you raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, and they've done studies on this since 1938 when it first started. Every time you raise a wage, it raises everybody's wage. We do that in Louisiana, or even just in Shreveport, Bossier area. People that would normally walk by your business because they couldn't afford it, now they're going to have money to spend in your shop. So your sales are going to grow, business grows, people have more money, they're able to pay their bills, crime rates drop. Because what's the reason for crime? You're broke.
Yeah.
It's that, and you're really mad at somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Let go.
It's like almost all crimes. But crime goes down, and everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
And
it goes back to, I'm just thinking about what we were just talking about a little bit earlier when we're talking about legalizing marijuana and how many jobs it will provide. You know, it's jobs on the low end in places like Colorado, or you know, the states, California, the places that does have it legal. Just growing a trimmer, just clipping the little hedges makes like $16, $17 an hour.
At least,
At least, just trimming.
Yeah.
So it's gonna bring jobs either way you look at it. Right?
Yeah. And can be labor intensive too. So
it can be.
Yeah. Lots of jobs.
Yeah. So you know, I was just wondering, how do you feel about with the LSU and right now the medical side of it and all of this? They're only accepting supplies from like major colleges and stuff like that. So do you think they'll be able? Would you allow just normal other farmers to be able to grow their product and? Oh yeah,
well it's the whole thing that's wrong with the way Louisiana's doing it. They got a couple people growing crops for everybody, and they have only licensed very few people to sell it. It's a monopoly. You don't know what they're growing. You don't know what they're selling you.
Exactly.
How's it tested, and what do they do, and where did it come from? But you grow your own. You know exactly where it came from and what to do with it.
Exactly. Hey, I'm in
Yeah.
there. I wouldn't mind growing my own myself. You know, that'll be big. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's real though.
Go from just a few people making a ton of money off of you
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
everybody having fun.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So that's good. So you won't just make it for big corporations to be able
No,
to grow and sell.
no,
Okay.
that's just stealing from us automatic right away.
Yeah.
You know,
So
you're not gonna wait till later.
now,
Yeah.
so with legalizing it though, with that, with all the people in the past that has been locked up and did so much time with it,
Some
would you
people lifetime sentence.
lifetime sentence behind weed?
Yeah.
Guy goes to jail down in Baton Rouge, I believe, New Orleans area, three times over a couple of joints,
Yeah.
and he has 13 years of his
Oh,
life
man.
over 3 joints.
Yikes. That's awful.
That's what I'm saying. With that, what could we put into play to help people that has been, just ran through the mud behind this,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just got people that like to partake just for relaxation,
Yeah.
or just for a little therapeutic, whatever, medicine. But it just amazed me how so many people has went back and lost so much time over their life behind a little weed.
Yeah. Yeah. Non-violent drug offenders should
Yeah.
be freed immediately.
No, there we go.
Making up for it is
Yeah.
another thing, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you
Years
have
and
people
years.
lost their voting rights behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have people lost their voting right behind it.
They've lost their lives behind it.
Lost their
Some
lives.
some young kid
Mhm.
walking around with a joint or
Mhm.
some mushrooms or something
Yeah.
gets arrested. They lose all their TOPS funding for college. They lose
Mhm.
all scholarships, whatnot.
Mhm.
And then you go to jail and you meet some bad people, and a lot of
The cycle continues.
reoffenders are like 80% of it or 60% of
Mhm.
jail population. And it just starts you on a downward slide.
Yeah, it does. It does. We have to be able to break that though, especially losing so many people behind something such as cannabis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we need universal health care.
Yes.
Anybody that needs help can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have enough money,
Then
you can get
it's
help.
a different story.
But it makes no sense.
So with the election coming up, we got Senator Cassidy coming
Cassidy,
up. Yeah,
a doctor that votes against health care.
That-
Wrote up his own plan that would pretty much eliminate health care for a lot of us.
Uh-huh.
And man, it'd be disastrous. And the doctor. Yeah, he doesn't make any sense, does he?
I didn't understand it, but that's what I wanted to say.
And,
do you think he has a chance of being reelected this year?
I don't know. I'm hoping not.
You're hoping
not.
Oh.
But man, you never know, right?
Yeah,
But it's the whole state votes on him, so
mm-hmm.
maybe.
Might be. Yeah. Well, how do you feel Representative Mike Johnson's doing?
Mike Johnson.
How's he doing?
He's been congressman for 4 years now.
Okay.
And was state representative for quite a few years. And he's never written any bills to help anybody. Like regular folks like you and me. He's named a post office.
Okay.
He wrote a couple bills to make it easier for oil companies to kill marine mammals.
Why would you kill the marine animals though? Why would you kill the little marine animals?
Because you got to have oil.
Big money.
Yeah. Oh, so
big money.
Yeah, nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
If you're disabled, like you got hurt in Iraq in the army, or you're born like that way. Corporations are allowed to pay you less than minimum wage.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Imagine an injured vet getting a job, trying to get a job. Oh, you're disabled. We can pay you $6 an hour or $4 an hour.
But why would you treat a person that has went and put their life on the line and served for this country?
Mm-hmm.
Veterans. My father is a veteran.
Yeah, mine too.
You know, and they serve in. While we're on that, the VA hospitals, how the VA treats their vets.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it's getting a little better, but you know,
still, yeah. Well, anyway, Mike Johnson voted against the bill that would change that. Yeah, you got hundreds of thousands of homeless veterans. Well, you go down here, downtown, and more than half of them are veterans and don't have ID cards because they can't afford, pay for it, and they don't have an address. So there are quite a few of them waiting to get benefits too. Through the Veterans Administration.
So what do we need to do to change that? What could we do to change all of this? What kind of bill would you look at putting into play to change what's happening right now?
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of things.
It's a lot of things, huh?
It's a huge subject, yeah.
Yeah. And on the Lunch and Blunt Show, we like to talk like this. We do more than just sit around and smoke or whatever. We want to talk politics. We want to know the business. We want to know what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
And things that affect us.
Right.
And everybody that's going around. Oh, yeah. I think a lot in this world, I think a lot of times, a lot of people lack compassion. I believe people get in the office and people get into places and they forget,
Yeah. Or they're born rich and never knew in the beginning.
Speak on it. That's a true story. This is a true story. This is a true story.
Yeah.
When you never had to want for anything, never had to work for anything.
Yeah. Now it's gonna it's a thing. You keep hiring these millionaire lawyers and doctors and business people, and who have never, had to budget for a check or put some things back in the grocery store. They think this is all super easy. It's not. It's a struggle. It's a huge struggle. Quit voting for millionaire lawyers that you're not going to help you at all.
So we need more common folk in office.
Yeah, we do.
More common folk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ought to be like jury duty.
Yeah.
I'm going to D.C. for 2 years. Got Congress duty.
That's another thing. What do you think about the term limits, though, in office?
Oh, term limits would be great. You got some people that have been in there 40 years and
same way of thinking.
Have the game, same way of thinking, and pull all the chains. But and they've got old ways and don't know what people are doing nowadays. Cutting term limits, you get fresh faces and new ideas.
Exactly.
We don't need the same old ideas. They're not working.
They're not working. Hey, man, this is some real stuff. We're talking on some real stuff today. I thank you for stopping by, man. We're really getting into some deep stuff. So, also, everybody was talking about this second stimulus, and I don't know. I'm not just too thrilled about it, but it is what it is. Yeah. I'm not, just gung ho on a stimulus package.
Right.
But it is a subject that people are concerned about.
Oh yeah. The bill actually passed the House 8 months ago. Johnson voted against it, of course. Votes against disaster relief funds too, which makes no sense being from Louisiana.
And speaking of that, how many times New Orleans got hit this year?
Yeah.
Back to back with hurricanes.
Right. Yeah.
And you're voting against.
You're voting.
So how do we become one of the what? Why are we a broke state? Can we talk about that? What's going on? Why we are a broke state? What's happening? In Louisiana, that we're such a broke state.
Well, they let oil companies walk all over them and chemical plants, and meanwhile they're not making them clean up their abandoned wells or anything like that. These super fun fights. We're subsidizing billions of dollars to giant wealthy corporations. Some are like from China and Germany and just come over here and take their money and pollute our state and take off.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, you know who he's controlled by? Oil money, and he gets a ton of oil money. That's who he answers to, right?
Big oil company.
Yeah. If I gave you $1 million and Perk gave you $1, who are you going to help out more when they need it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I understand that though. You know, goodness grief, big money talks. You know what I mean?
80% of laws passed since 1990 have been approved. The wealthy people approve of it. Rich people like it. Let's see here. 20% of the bills passed. Working class people approved it, and the wealthy people approved it.
Okay. Okay.
They didn't find one single bill that the wealthy didn't approve of that working class people did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not single.
Yeah.
One went into our.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy.
30 years.
But man, wow. But that's true. So we gotta change the way we vote.
Change the way we vote. Yeah. Don't vote for people that aren't like you, because they're supposed to be representative. Representative. And get all the money out of politics.
So how do you do that though? When everybody coming in is ready to get their palms greased.
Right. Well, you got to do it with campaigns. I'm not taking any PAC donations or corporations or nobody like that. We got to cut that off first, right? And then even have a maximum amount you're allowed to collect as in your campaign. Like people spend more than like hundreds of dollars per vote. Campaigns do. We spent 12 cents last time.
12 cents.
12 cents, and we had more votes than any other non-incumbent has ever had in Louisiana. At 12 cents a vote.
At 12 cents a vote.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of money to get your word out.
No.
You need a lot of money maybe to be jazzy and commercial it up like, a TV show. But, it's not necessary. Say for a congressional campaign, you could only collect $100,000. That's more than enough to get the vote out, right?
Yeah.
And you limit what kind of money they're taking in.
So, because you have those big corporations, you have those big dollars ready to get behind you because they believe that once you in their office, they know, hey, I need to approve.
Yep.
I need to go ahead and push that on through for them. You see that casino over there.
Yeah.
That hotel over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I know, so that's crazy.
It's really
It's
crazy
really
when you
it
think
is,
of it.
but because it's hard to turn that money down. Let's be real. You get it off, you know how I know Ryan's gonna say, "Fuck that weed." You know what I'm saying? Somebody offer me 10.
It's
know
legal
what I mean?
in DC anyway, so I wouldn't be affected. No, I wouldn't do it.
But that's good to know, though. That's good to know, and I'm glad you stopped by because this is, a lot of people don't understand, how important this is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To just reach the small people. Reach to come out and be able to touch the small people and be able to sell yourself to the other people, not the other people, but the small people. Just the audience that need to know about you. Such as my platform isn't huge yet. You know what I mean? But it's working on it.
Right.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
and for you to stop by here, it means a lot for me. Anything else do you want to add? Do you want to share? Go ahead and give us the rundown. Why should people vote for you? Election day is this Tuesday.
Tuesday the 3rd. Yeah.
This Tuesday. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Day before my birthday.
Nice.
Yes, sir. So,
I tell you, the reason I would vote for me is because I haven't taken any money from corporations or, billionaires and
okay.
super PACs. And I'm not a politician. I'm not some millionaire lawyer who only writes laws for other millionaire lawyers. I'm just a regular working person, and I've walked a mile in your shoes, so I know what you need,
Okay.
Which nobody else does.
Yeah.
And healthcare should be a right, not a privilege of the rich either. Shouldn't have to be, have a ton of money to get sick. Yeah. And of course, we have to end marijuana prohibition.
We got to end this.
For the farmers, for the vets, for the sick.
Yes.
And Louisiana is sicker than anybody. Like Cancer Alley all over, pollution, and so we need a lot for that too.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to go in and fight for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Good thing is a lot more people like us are stepping up and actually winning all over the country.
Awesome.
And so thoughts are changing. It's just taking a long time.
It is. I know you hear if Biden and Trump get in office. Biden and Harris. I apologize. Y'all want to chew me up. Sorry. If Biden and Harris gets in office, that they were talking about legalizing it. Now, would you think that would be on that's going to be on the federal level?
Yeah.
That would be on the federal level.
Yeah, it's got to be on the federal level for veterans to receive help, for banks to exchange money from because even California, they're very worried about because they could be seized federally.
I was wondering, while we're speaking on vets, why can't we get them to up to a $5,000 a month allowance?
Right.
If you've served in one of the greatest countries in the world and put your life on the
richest
line,
country in the world,
the richest country in the world, and you put your life on the line, you're not worthy of $5,000. I don't care if you got 4 years, 2 years, you went in there and served 20 years.
Yeah,
you served. And my hat's off to you guys, because I've never served. All the veterans out there, that put your life on the line. Thank you guys. Right here from the Lunch and Blunt Show. I want to say thank you guys. Thank you for that, man. That's amazing. Again, like I say, I don't think they're treated fairly.
Oh no, especially you go to a lot of military people. You go into government jobs after they get out, and some go over to the post office. They will reduce your benefits from being a veteran because you're now making another salary. Yeah. So
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So you worked all that time, you earned that.
Yeah.
In the richest company in the world that can afford everything. But you can't pay. You got to take people's money away that they worked hard for.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. So we're gonna have to work to make changes on that.
Oh yeah.
Right here, running for Congress, 2020, Mr. Ryan
Trundle.
Because I will mess a name up. I promise you. I have to apologize about that. I will mess a name up. Right here on the Lunch and Blunt Show. Thank you again. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.